We have woken up to a terrifying reality in Adamawa State this morning, and if you are watching this, you need to understand that the security situation in Nigeria has just crossed a red line that we didn't even know existed. We are talking about the number one citizen of a state, the chief security officer, the man who signs the budget for the military and the police in his domain, Governor Ahmadu Fintiri. If he is not safe, then who among us can sleep with our two eyes closed? Reports reaching us this morning, Thursday, January 22, 2026, confirm that heavily armed terrorists suspected to be elements of ISWAP and Boko Haram launched a brazen, coordinated and deadly attack on the private residence of Governor Fintiri in his hometown of Madagali late last night. This is not a drill, and this is not a rumor from the grapevine. This is a confirmed security breach that has left two brave security operatives dead and has seen innocent people dragged into the forest in what can only be described as a direct declaration of war against the Nigerian state. The details we are getting are chilling. Under the cover of darkness, while the town slept, these gunmen stormed the governor's residence with a level of firepower that suggests they were not just looking to rob or scare people, they were looking to make a statement. Eyewitnesses in the community report hearing the sounds of heavy machine gun fire and explosions that lasted for over an hour. Can you imagine the terror of the villagers, hearing war right on their doorsteps? We are learning that the two casualties were forest guards, men who have been trained and equipped by Governor Fintiri's administration specifically to secure the borders and the hinterlands. They stood their ground, they fought to defend that compound, but they were overwhelmed by the sheer number and the superior weaponry of these terrorists. And the tragedy doesn't end with the killings. We are hearing that at least one person, possibly more, was abducted from the premises. The identity of the kidnapped victim is still being protected for security reasons, but the fact that they could walk into a governor's private fortress, kill his guards, and walk away with a hostage tells you everything you need to know about the state of our nation in 2026. Now, before we go deeper into the analysis of what this means for you and me, I want to ask you a question. If the governor's house, a place that should be the safest location in the entire state, can be attacked with such impunity, what does that say about the safety of the common man on the streets of Yola or Mubi or Numan? If you are as worried as I am about this escalation, please smash that like button right now. It helps us get this video out to more Nigerians who need to wake up to what is happening. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We are tracking these stories when the mainstream media is too afraid to speak the truth. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the updates on this developing story. Let's look at the timing of this attack. It is absolutely suspicious and quite frankly infuriating. Just days ago, we saw Governor Fintiri on national television handing over a massive fleet of Nigerian-made patrol vehicles to security agencies. He was standing there, confident, telling the people of Adamawa that his administration is committed to their safety. He signed the 2026 budget of 583 billion naira with a huge chunk dedicated to security. And what is the response from the terrorists? A direct attack on his home. This is a message. They are telling him, we don't care about your vehicles, we don't care about your budget, we can touch you whenever we want. It is a slap in the face of the government, and it's a humiliation that the Nigerian military cannot afford to let slide. We have to talk about the geography here. Madagali is not just any town. It is right there on the edge, close to the Sambisa forest, bordering Borno State. It has always been a flashpoint, but for years we were told that the insurgents had been technically defeated or degraded. We were told that they could only attack soft targets. But attacking a governor's house, that requires intelligence, that requires planning, that requires insider information. How did they know the security rotation? How did they know when to strike? These are the questions that the Department of State Services and the Army Intelligence should be answering right now. But instead, what do we get? Silence. Or the usual "we are on top of the situation" press release that means absolutely nothing to the families of the two guards who are mourning today. The rumors swirling around is that this attack might be a retaliation for the recent aggressive stance Fintiri has taken against the bandits in the region. Remember, he recently deployed those same forest guards to Hong local government area and other hotspots. These guards have been effective. They know the terrain better than the soldiers who are posted from other parts of the country. They have been disrupting the supply lines of the terrorists. By killing two of them and attacking the governor's house, they are trying to break the morale of these local hunters and vigilantes. They are trying to say if your governor cannot protect his own house, he cannot protect you. It's a psychological warfare tactic, and it's dangerous because if the local security outfits lose hope, if they drop their weapons and run, then the floodgates of hell will open on the poor villagers. And let's not forget the broader context of what is happening in Nigeria in January 2026. This is not an isolated incident. Just a few days ago, we reported on that horrific mass abduction in Kaduna, where over 160 Christians were taken from 3 churches during Sunday service. We have seen attacks in the southeast. We have seen confusion in the political space. The country feels like it is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. And in the middle of all this, the political class is already gearing up for 2027. They are holding meetings, they are doing calculations, they are buying delegates, but who will be left to vote if the terrorists take over our communities? The disconnection between the reality of the insecurity and the behavior of our politicians is heartbreaking. While Fintiri is mourning his guards and trying to secure his state, there are probably people in Abuja plotting how to use this against him politically. It's sick, but that's the game. I want us to really think about the families of the deceased. These were men who woke up yesterday morning, put on their uniforms, kissed their wives and children goodbye, and went to work to protect their governor. They didn't know it would be their last shift. They stood between the terrorists and the compound, and they paid the ultimate price. The government will likely issue a statement, maybe give the families a token sum of money, and then move on. But for those families, the breadwinner is gone. The father is gone. This is the human cost of the insecurity that we read about in the headlines. It's not just numbers. It's not just 2 dead. It is 2 vacancies at a dinner table. It is 2 widows crying. It is children asking, "Where is daddy?" We must never lose sight of that human tragedy. Now, what is the federal government doing? Where is the swift response from the commander-in-chief? We are in 2026. We were promised that technology would be used to fight terror. We were promised drones. We were promised satellite surveillance. So how can a convoy of terrorists drive into a town, attack a governor's house for an hour, and drive out with abductees without being intercepted? Do we not have air support? Do we not have rapid response squads? Or are those things only reserved for protecting the villa in Abuja? The people of Adamawa deserve answers. The people of the Northeast deserve to know why, after trillions of naira spent on defense, they are still living in fear. The kidnapping aspect is even more worrying. Who did they take? Reports are saying 1 person abducted, but in these situations, the numbers often rise as the dust settles. Is it a family member? Is it a domestic staff? Whoever it is, they are now in the hands of brutal men who value life at zero. We know the pattern. They will release a video soon, they will make demands, they will ask for ransom, and the government will be faced with that impossible choice: pay the terrorists and fund their next attack, or refuse and risk the life of the hostage. It's a nightmare scenario, and it is happening to a sitting governor. If they can squeeze a governor, what chance does a mechanic or a teacher have? There's also a political angle we cannot ignore. Governor Fintiri is a PDP governor. We know the tensions that exist between the opposition states and the federal center. Could this security breach be used to declare a state of emergency? Could it be used to undermine his authority? I'm not saying that is what is happening, but in Nigeria, you have to look at every possibility. The timing, just as the 2027 maneuverings are starting, is too convenient for his enemies. If the state is seen as ungovernable, it gives ammunition to those who want to take power by any means necessary. We need to talk about the Forest Guards initiative. This was Fintiri's baby. He realized that the federal police were overstretched, so he empowered the locals. This attack seems specifically targeted at that initiative. The terrorists killed the guards to send a message: your local solution will not work. It's a battle for control of the territory. The terrorists want the forests, they want the rural areas. They want to be the ones collecting taxes from the farmers. And the only thing standing in their way are these brave local guards. By attacking the head, the governor, they hope the body will die. So what happens next? We expect a curfew, we expect roadblocks, we expect a lot of angry speeches. But will we see justice? That is the big question. Will the perpetrators be caught, or will they melt back into the Sambisa forest laughing at our incompetence? The track record is not encouraging. We have seen attacks on dignitaries before. Remember the attack on the convoy of the Borno governor some years back. We need to see heads roll for this security failure. The commissioner of police in Adamawa, the brigade commander, they need to explain how this happened. You cannot simply say unknown gunmen anymore. We know who they are. They are the same monsters who have been bleeding this country dry for a decade. This is a wake-up call for every governor in Nigeria. If you think you are safe behind your high walls and your siren-blaring convoys, think again. The enemy has evolved. They are bolder, they are better armed, and they are not afraid of you. The only way to be safe is to make the state safe for everyone. You cannot have an island of security in a sea of chaos. That is the lesson of last night's attack in Madagali. I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think this attack was politically motivated, or is it just pure terrorism? Do you feel safe in Nigeria in 2026? What do you think Governor Fintiri should do next? Should he negotiate, or should he go on an all-out offensive? Drop your thoughts below. Let's get a conversation going. And please do not forget to share this video. Send it to your WhatsApp groups, put it on your status. The world needs to know what is happening in Adamawa. As we wrap up this report, let us pray for the souls of the departed, let us pray for the safe return of the kidnapped, and let us pray for Nigeria. We are in dark times, but we must continue to speak truth to power. We will keep digging for more information on the identity of the abductees and the response from the presidency. Until then, stay vigilant, stay safe, and keep your eyes open.